Hello and welcome to the marvellous show Game of Thrones. If you've never watched an episode before, I'm your host Steve, and it's a react show to the Game of Thrones, because way back last year when lockdown hit, I'd never watched an episode before, and then got suggested that I watched it, and now I'm absolutely hooked. It's my favourite series ever, definitely. If you are a fan of Game of Thrones, please hit that subscribe button, like, comment, hit the bell, all that malarkey, and you'll be updated every time I put anything new up. Just to let you know, there's a fan going on, because we've got a major heat wave at the minute. Well, it's hot for here anyway. I'm sweating, I've got a towel, I've got all sorts. The poor dog's half dead on the on the beanbag right now, so she's got a fan on her as well. It's just so hot, it's ridiculous. And I've got to try and keep all the windows open as well, so you may hear a bit of interference here and there, but with any luck, it should be fine. So anyway, yes, last episode we started at the wall with Jon, and saying that he wanted to go south, to get warm. I think he quoted, which was quite funny. And yeah, he was talking amongst his closest friends there, and then suddenly the gates open and Sansa, Pod and Brienne come in, and right up, even though they came in, I still didn't think it was actually going to happen, because you know what Game of Thrones is like. They were going to throw something in there and ruin everything, but they actually did meet, and there was a big stark hug. It was brilliant. It's taken 6 years to get to that point. It was absolutely fantastic. I loved it. And also Brienne also went up to Davos and Melisandre and just basically flopped her balls on the table and said, yeah, just to let you know, I executed Stannis, alright, and then just walked off. It was brilliant, priceless. And they both didn't know what to say. I loved it. And later on we sort of see everyone sat around having a meal, and there may have been some sparks between Tormund and Brienne. They were kind of looking at each other, while Tormund was ramming a chicken into his mouth. So to see where that goes, I don't know. I don't know if he's her type, I'm not sure. And also they received a letter from one of the Ravens that Ramsay now has recon. So yeah, it was kind of panic stations a bit, and at first Sansa said to Jon, well, we've got to go back, we have to. And Jon was still quite reluctant in a way. I think he's just had enough of fighting. I think he just wants to relax for a bit. But no, he's got no chance, because Sansa basically said, if you don't help me, then I'm going to do it on my own. So now we've got Jon and Sansa. I'm hoping they're going to go and get some of the more houses up from the north, plus they'll have the wildlings, and hopefully they'll get enough people to attack Winterfell. That's what I'm hoping anyway. And also we went to the Vale, and Peter Baelish is now back in it again, and again, in a short story, he basically he said they need to get their army together now, and they're going to attack Winterfell as well. So this is going to be potentially amazing, and everyone keeps going on about how good this series is. So I'm hoping that this really does happen, because that would be fantastic if it does. I was absolutely gutted at Winterfell that Osha got killed by Ramsay. It was a very kind of almost like she was just like a side story they wanted to get rid of. I don't think there was any meaning to her death in any way, and I was absolutely gutted, because I really loved it, Osha, I really did. And what she's done for Rickon, stayed with him the whole time, looked after him. It's almost like it was just like, yeah, there you go, done. So I was really gutted about that, but not to worry. I'm a bit worried now for Rickon though. I mean, he's still very, very young. I don't know how old he actually is. I don't know, I guess he's 13, 14 perhaps. In fact, is he even that old? I'm not sure. He might even be only like 11 or 12. I'm not sure. But I really feel for him now, because he's got to be with the worst person on the entire planet in Ramsay. I mean, the guy's an absolute nutter. Let's just hope he doesn't start sending bits of Rickon to the wall. Hey, at Meereen, I guess the Meereen High Council. I guess that's who it is now. I don't know. Tyrion, Grey Worm, and I never remember her name. It sounds like Melisandre, but it's Masinde, isn't it? Something like that. They had the meeting with all the masters from Volantis, Astapor. Oh, damn it, Yunkai. Damn it. Anyway, yeah. So they had the meeting with all those leaders, and Tyrion came up with the idea of, rather than trying to make them end slavery instantly, which they wouldn't have done. Let's face it. He's now given them 7 years to gradually wean off the slavery thing. Still, 7 years is still a long time. I appreciate that, but at the same time, people that that have just been born will only be 7, and then hopefully the slavery will be abolished. But there's nothing to say they're even going to carry that through at the end of the day. So it is just sort of, it was just a suggestion at the end of the day. And the Masters also said that they weren't funding Sons of the Harpy, which I think was a bluff, I'm assuming, because if they weren't, then Tyrion's really shot himself in the foot a bit, hasn't he? When they got out of the meeting, obviously Grey Worm wasn't happy at all, that he was quite happy to let slavery carry on for another 7 years. And I could kind of see both sides of the argument with that. But like I said, I don't even know if that's going to happen. And to be honest, there isn't enough series to find out anyway, so it's kind of irrelevant, isn't it, really? At King's Landing, Marjorie was bought before the High Sparrow, and he whittled on about some story about how he had money and he decided he didn't want money anymore, and shoes and all that kind of stuff. But when he asked her where she would want to go now, if she could go anywhere, she said she would like to go to Loras. That's all she'd want to do, is go to her brother. So he said, okay, let's go and see him. And when she went in there, he's not doing too well. She's held up quite well, but he looks an absolute mess. I think he is broken, basically. So I don't know where that's going to go. I know that there's going to be her atonement soon. So I guess that's going to be when it all kicks off. Because Cersei, Jaime, and the Mountain. I don't think he was there on that one. But certainly Cersei and Jaime went to the High... I can't talk today. So Cersei and Jaime went to the High Council meeting and basically said that they've got a plan, that they'll be able to release Marjorie and Loras if they stick to the plan. So the plan is that the Lannister army are sworn not to interfere. They're not allowed to interfere in the proceedings, but that's not stopping the Tyrells from interfering. So I think this is what's going to happen. The Tyrells are going to turn up again, and it's all going to kick off. And I'm so excited about this storyline. Probably, it's got to be my first or second storyline at the minute that I'm really, really into. Oh, I'm loving it. So I can't wait to see that. That's going to be quite soon. That could be in this episode, or perhaps episode 6. So yeah, can't wait for that one. So at the Iron Islands, Theon finally got home, and I've never liked Theon really, but since he saved Sansa, I'm kind of in the Theon corner now. I do like him, and I'm glad he got home. I'm glad Ramsay didn't catch him again. So yeah, I'm glad he's home. But Yara didn't seem that happy to see him, to be honest. She really gave him a hard time. I think she thought that he was there to claim his rightful place as the head cheese at the Iron Islands, but he made it clear to her that he didn't want to be the Lord there. All he wanted was to help her. And he said, "You should be in charge. You should be the main one." So yeah, so I guess now she's going to be fighting Balon Greyjoy's brother, I guess. Not overly excited about that storyline, but hey, it's all good. So off to the Dothraki storyline as well, which was brilliant storyline. You had Jorah and Dario. They finally reached the main place, and there was like 100,000 Dothraki there. It was crazy, and they managed to whittle their way in. And at night time, at the Temple of the Dosh Kalin, we saw Daenerys sneak out with one of the other women that were there, and I think they just wanted to get away because the others were really annoying them. And then suddenly, Dora, oh no, ah dear, it's too hot. Jorah and Dario grabbed her, and I think they were going to probably kill her, but Daenerys said, don't hurt her, she won't, she's on my side, and they wanted to sneak them out, and Daenerys said, there's no way you can sneak out, it's too many, it wouldn't work. She goes, but I think she had a plan of her own anyway. So what you saw later on in the show, they're actually at the temple again, and it's all the sort of the kind of like the top people of the Dothraki, the leaders, and they're all there sort of deciding what they're going to do with Daenerys. And she just went in there with balls of steel and just went, I'm going to be your leader, that's just the way it's going to be. So of course they all started laughing and then saying what they were going to do to her and all this sort of stuff. They were even going to get the horses to do to them at one point. And with that, Daenerys just pushed over these big sort of oil, I don't know what they were, sort of furnaces I suppose, and they just tipped them over and just set fire to the whole place. The door was locked from the outside. I think her friend did that the girl that sort of befriended her. And all the leaders got completely torched, and the whole temple just caught fire. And that is such an iconic scene at the end where Daenerys just walks through again, unscathed from the fire. Brilliant. Love it when she does that. And so when she walked through that again, that iconic scene when she came through, Everyone was just bowing. Even Jorah and Dario were bowing. I mean, she is their goddess now, without a doubt. She's their absolute goddess. And now she's got the Dothraki on side, which now hopefully means that she might be able to attack Westeros. But again, until she's got all the boats back, ships, sorry. I don't know quite what she's going to do. But that was such a good ending, such a good ending. And as per normal, I keep forgetting about the loves and hates, so here they come. These are my top 3 loves, just from the last 2 episodes. My loves at number 3 is Brienne. I know she wasn't in it a lot, but I tell you what, that last episode, the way she just went up to Melisandre and Davos and just said, yeah, I did that, what are you going to do about it? And then also her, the fact that she got Sansa there in the first place I thought was amazing. And then also sat around when they were all having dinner, her and Tommen just looking at each other just cracked me up. So yeah, I'm really liking her at the minute, and I want to see a lot more of her hopefully, and I think we will now. So yes, that's my number 3. Number 2 is Tyrion. Again, I'm just loving Tyrion again at the minute. This is when he's at his absolute best, when he's in charge. It's like when he was the Hand of the King, I think back in the 2nd season, was that? 2nd season? I think it was 2nd season. 2nd or 3rd, might have been 3rd, I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah, he was brilliant in that as well. And now, as head of Marine, he's just oozing Tyrion-ness. That should be a word. And yeah, absolutely loving him in a minute. So he's my number 2 at the minute. And number 1 is Jon. It's got to be Jon. Still getting over the fact that he's alive. I still can't get used to it. Every time I see him at the minute, it kind of like makes me freak out a little bit. So now that he's joined forces with Sansa, this is going to be so good. This is going to be so good. This is why I want to crack on with this episode as quick as I can. So yeah, Jon is my number 1 this week. My hates this week, number 3, a bit of a random one, but she does annoy me. It's the waif. Every time I see her, she's hitting Arya. And when she was, I know going back a few more episodes now, but when she was sort of begging on the streets, that was horrible. I hated seeing that. And even last time we saw her a couple of episodes ago, she was still getting knocked about a bit. And when Arya did suddenly hit back, she always got in a strop about it and stormed off. So I thought, oh come on, get a grip. So yeah, she's my number 3 at the minute. Number 2 is High Sparrow. I feel guilty putting so much hate on her. And this kind of old man who's he has his religious views and he wants to stick to them, but he's annoying the crap out of me. And the fact that he's still keeping Marjorie and Loras there for no reason at all. So I want him to be dealt with, and I think it's going to happen. If not this episode, then the following one. But I'm hoping it's this episode. I mean, it's called The Door, so I'm hoping they kick him out of it. That could be what The Door is. But yeah, here's my number 2. And number 1, without a doubt, it's Ramsay. Is it Ramsay? He is the sadist of the story at the moment, and killing Osha. I hated that. I just hated it. And obviously, what he'd done previous to that was horrific as well. And there he is again. Now he's got Recon as well, so I dare say it's just going to get worse. So I'm hoping that we're going to see the end of Ramsay soon. Hopefully. So yeah, until then, it'll probably be my number 1 until he dies, to be honest. So yeah, he's my number 1 at the minute. And yeah, so enough of my yakking. Let's crack on with episode 5, which is The Door. Okay. The Door. It could be like some kind of opening, as in it could be the House of the Black and White, because Arya wasn't in the last episode, so she'll definitely be in this one. But it could be the door opening to anything, couldn't it? Any kind of emergence or whatever. It's one of these titles where it's probably all the stories probably have something to do with that in them. So I just want to get on with it right now. So yeah, I'll see you in a minute. Episode 5, Season 6, The Door. See you soon.
There are no men like me.
Yes?
It's got to be Sansa, yeah.
You, my lady.
Oh no, Littlefinger.
How far is Molestown?
What? Is it Molestown?
Sansa,
Ha!
when I heard you'd escaped Winterfell, I feared the worst. You have no idea how happy I am to see you unharmed.
Unharmed? What are you doing here?
I rode north with the Knights of the Vale to come to your aid. They're encamped at Moat Cailin as we speak.
To come to my aid. Did you know about Ramsay? If you didn't know, you're an idiot. If you did know, you're my enemy. Would you like to hear about our wedding night? He never hurt my face. He needed my face, the face of Ned Stark's daughter. But the rest of me... he did what he liked with the rest of me. As long as I could still give him an heir.
Get out of that one. Come on, then.
What do you think he did?
I can't begin to contemplate
What do you think he did to me?
He beat you.
Yes, he enjoyed that. What else do you think he did?
Sansa, I don't...
What else? Maybe you did know about Ramsay all along.
I didn't know.
I thought you knew everyone's secrets.
I made a mistake. A horrible mistake. I underestimated a stranger.
The other things he did, ladies aren't supposed to talk about those things, but I imagine brothel keepers talk about them all the time. I can still feel it. I don't mean in my tender heart, it still pains me so. I can still feel what he did in my body, standing here right now.
I'm so sorry. Do you want me to beg for my life?
Yeah.
What if I want you to die here and now?
Then I will die.
You freed me from the monsters who murdered my family. And you gave me to other monsters who murdered my family.
Your great uncle, Brendan, the Blackfish, has gathered what remains of the Tully forces and retaken River Run. You might consider seeking him out.
That was a bit tense. Good on Sansa, though. Oh.
You should go home before it's too late.
Oh. Look at that smug face. Whoa. Ouch.
Who was the first?
He was no one. The many-faced god taught him how to shed his face.
The first faceless man. And now a girl is one of them. If a girl desires.
A girl has no desires. Who?
An actress who calls herself Lady Crane.
I feel the winds of winter sailing across the land, and our son alone on that cold, cold throne.
I'll recognise him.
And I should be your hand.
That's a bit close to home, wasn't it?
I'm starting to think you can't be trusted.
Not going to want to see this.
Save my father!
Truly you should. Killing the man will do you no good.
Save him, please!
Show him mercy.
My father's friend shall be spared dear.
This is going to make her leave, isn't it? The House of Black and White. It's going to trigger it, and that's it. She's going to...
May I get you some wine, Lady Crane?
I'm a rum girl, De Bono.
A girl will poison the rum. Lady Crane is the only one who drinks it. She's a good actress.
So a man has heard.
She seems like a decent woman. Who wants her dead?
That does not matter. The price was paid. A servant does not ask questions.
That's like Dothraki. I hope these are all going to make sense soon. What was that?
It was you. You made the White Walkers.
We were at war.
Oh my god.
We needed to defend ourselves.
From whom?
From you. From men.
Oh, so they created the White Walkers to kill all the men.
In his name, we gather today to choose a new king as our leader.
I am Yara Greyjoy, daughter of Balon Greyjoy, king of the Iron Islands. When I am queen, we will build a fleet that likes I am not finished.
Yes, you are. A woman will not lead us. Not when Balon's own male heir is returned.
I am Theon Greyjoy, last living son of Balon Greyjoy.
and she is your rightful ruler. We will find no better leader. This is our queen.
I'm Euron Greyjoy. I claim the Salt Throne.
Here we go.
Got yourself taken prisoner? Even heard you have no cock.
Now I know what my first act as queen will be. To execute the man who killed my father.
I did. I killed him. He was leading us nowhere. No one loved him. No one wanted to follow him. He led us into 2 wars we couldn't win. And across the sea, there is a person who hates the great lords of Westeros just as much as we do. Someone with a large army, 3 large dragons, and no husband. I'm going to build that fleet, and I'm going to gallivant right over and give it to Daenerys Targaryen along with my big cock.
It's not a bad idea.
Listen to the waves, listen to the god. We shall have no king but you.
What are they doing? They're leaving.
Or his dead may never die.
Bit extreme. I think he might be dead. What happens if he dies? They go, oh bugger. Really crappy crown, isn't it? Looks like a bit of driftwood they found.
Where are my niece and nephew?
Down a runner, mate.
They stole our best ships.
Is that all of them?
Built me 1,000 ships.
Got a lump of wood on your head, mate.